Journaling is a great daily habit that helps the mind focus and get rid of things that bother you.
Like moving the clocks ahead by now.
That
Artist
bothers
Nicole
me.
Ray is here to tell us how journaling can also bring inspiration into your life. Great to have you back.
I'm excited. I missed you last month, and then I got to practice with you
Yes.
last month. So
Nice.
it's just kind of a double whammy. I am artist Nicole Ray. I have the Art of Daily Practice, which is a creative healing arts practice using art journaling and affirmations to inspire one's creative spirit and connect them with their present self. So in a way, I'm a creative guide, and so that's what I'm going to be here doing today, is kind of guiding you through some ways to look at journaling in a different way. So the last 10 months I've been coming on the show and sharing individual journaling practices that I carry in my online course and that I teach workshops on. And so today, as I was getting prepared for this, I was like, what should I share today? And the most common kind of foundation in my work is journaling. And so the words creative journaling. How could I talk about meeting a journal creatively? What does that really mean? Meeting it in a unique way. So a lot of times we have all these feels around a journal, like we want to journal, we want to use pens, but they sit on our shelves and we don't use them. We've got that fear around the blank page, or we think it's going to be like Dear Diary and you have to write like left to right. And then you think, okay, if I do write anything down in this and someone finds this, like that's even going to be worse.
My goodness.
So it kind of shuts you down. And so I've seen now through my journaling practices in the workshops that I lead that my students really struggle with using a journal, but they want to use a journal. So I've been teaching a creative hand lettering workshop at Unglued. I've taught 150 students since November.
Wow.
I sell out each workshop and feel like I'm in a band and I have like a sold out tour. It's like super exciting.
Nice.
And I give my students a journal just like you guys have here today. And it's amazing just the anxiousness that people feel around the blank page. Or
So did you have that before you started?
the
Journaling?
the hand lettering practice,
No,
you mean?
did you have anxiety
Oh,
about
yes.
it?
And so that's what ended up happening is I was the one who felt the feels, I call them, around journaling. So 5 years ago, I wouldn't touch a journal. And I'm the one that had stacks of journals on my bookshelf, waiting my arrival. And I'd keep buying them.
Beautiful, because they're everywhere you go. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm good at this.
TJ
Is so
Maxx,
pretty. I am
Marshall.
going to start with this.
So you
Exactly.
would buy them and then just throw them on the shelf and not use them?
Well, I wanted to use them, but I had this kind of fear. And so many of my students and individuals, they don't even really know how to use a journal. So you hear the word journaling, and what do you think of? Like, it's the Dear Diary kind of thing. Like, I don't want to sit down and write my feelings right now. Like, but you do. Journaling can be a really amazing tool to help you connect with what I call your present self. And this blank page becomes an open space for you to meet your guidance and meet possibility and meet opportunities. And so interesting enough, I was the one who had all the feels around journaling. I began to use journaling in my creative practice. And so now I connect with so many students at that beginning feeling of like, I don't want to write anything down in a journal. So I've been teaching students how to use journals creatively. And one of them is the hand lettering workshop, which has been awesome. So if you want to cultivate your own handwriting, come and practice with me. And then I've been coming on the show and sharing you different prompts, okay? So if you have a journal at home, I can give you 3 prompts that I've talked about already on the show that you can watch on my website again and learn more. But we can meet a journal with gratitude. So I am grateful for. You'll write that down, and then you list, because we're good at listing, you'll list the little things in your
That's a
day
good
that
one to
happened.
start with, because everyone's
Yes.
grateful for something.
And at night, after a busy day, it just kind of, my days were a blur, and so I was like, why don't I start doing gratitude journaling? Okay, so now I have a direction. Then, if you have kind of a monkey mind or a racing mind, or you have a lot of things on your mind, which we all do, and you just kind of don't know what to do about different things, decisions, choices, if you should paint your living room a different color, if you should change jobs, if you should go here, go there. Guidance journaling. I ask and need guidance on. That is the prompt I use. And so at night, anything that I'm wondering about, I write it down. So it helps me take it from my mind, put it down on paper. And in that action, for me, I know now, okay, I've done the work, I've got some open space in me now. And when you have open space, you know what you need. Guidance, direction, clarity can come into your life. I am affirmations, okay? So that has been a big foundation practice for me. You'll write the words I am and then positive words after it. Now right away, just so everyone at home knows, email me for the positive list, because you're like, Nicole, how am I supposed to get the positive words? So you guys have them here,
okay,
but you can email me for the list. And so you'll write I am, and then you'll pick positive words and you'll start listing those. So I actually lead students through a creative I am affirmation journaling practice where they sit, I put on music, and they start journaling.
I like this. You have that the list. I don't know if you can get a close up here in the diary or in the journals that you gave us. It's really, I like that. It kind of steps me through it. Because you were talking, you got to the I am affirmations here at number 4.
Yeah.
But I think you mentioned last time you were here, Chris was not here, and I was here. And you've been working with Chris. You have not been working with me. And I got a little freaked out.
Yes, because
I think you left and you're like, I think I freaked that girl out. Because I was like, where do I start? And I needed this list, and you wanted me to do my I am affirmations. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this.
So right away I was like, I need to go, what can I do? And so I said, okay, let's first just talk about that journaling gives everyone the feels. And now that we use technology a lot, we actually don't need pen and paper very often. But we have this deep kind of craving inside of us to actually even just hold paper or a book. So for the journals now that are waiting your arrival, pick up one of those journals and then date the page. Just date the page.
That was your number 1 thing on this list of 4.
Right away, just put ink to paper and then whew.
I can do that. That's a good place to start.
And if that's all you do, you gave yourself a moment to meet your journal and practice meeting it. Practice means to go towards anything in your life with love. So you just be gentle to yourself, okay? Then tuck into gratitude. Write that list. Write like you're making a grocery list. We are famous at to-do lists.
Yeah.
So list. And so I actually wrote here what it could look like. You could date the page, but then you can draw arrows. Use the full page. This is a place just to look at your thoughts. So then I wrote I am grateful for, and I had faith-filled cups of coffee this morning and my practices, okay? Then I had a couple I am affirmations right here. And then I looked at my guidance journaling. So I'm working on a creative lettering online guide for students that are all around the world could practice with me. And so right now I get the feels of like, how do I make this? What do I do with this? And so I write that down. So this is in a way what a journal could look like.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of how my brain works. You're like here, but then there, and then down here, and then, oh, and if your brain works like that, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, these are just some of the pages where I've learned now over the years. Now I've been journaling for almost 4.5 years, and I've been using these specific practices. So when I say journaling, I'm taking specific practices or prompts and meeting my journal with those. Otherwise, I would have no idea what to do in a journal.
But you don't have to. I mean, you could just grab paper and write whatever, right?
Right. Yes. But for so many people, right now, some of us just, it's hard to look at our feelings, or it's hard to kind of sit down and reflect on a piece of paper. Like right away, it's, well, what should I write down? Or I want to reflect on my feelings. This gives you some prompts that can help kind of start churning that part of you that wants to grow. Your I am affirmations are going to help you start looking at the areas that you need to increase in. Your gratitude journaling is going to help you take maybe that kind of heavy, negative feeling sometimes that you have in your days, or that mundane feeling, or is this all? Like every day seems to look the same. Gratitude journaling is going to help you tuck in and see some of that great love in your life. Guidance journaling is going to help you take everything that's in your mind and write it down. I love doing that one at night. I have a separate journal that sits on my nightstand with a pen. If you don't have it there, you are not going to get up.
No, that's true.
And grab it. And so these are specific practices that I've really seen my students be able to meet a journal in a very creative way and help them kind of break down some of that anxiety or some of that unsureness and give them direction.
I know you've got a class coming up tonight.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
At the Make Room, creative journaling with me, a 90-minute practice, $15 drop in, kind of like a yoga practice. It's the beginning of a 4-week series, 6 to 7:15. You'll have a faith-filled cup of tea, chocolate, music. I'll lead you through a breathing practice, and then I'm going to break down my foundational practices each week, and you're going to build a daily practice.
I love that.
I love it too.
Being brave.
Great stuff as always. Thank you, Nicole Ray. You want to give us your website, or there it is right there?
artofdailypractice.com and artist Nicole Ray on Facebook or Instagram.
Beautiful.
Coming up next, we're going to be talking about Rejuve's hormone replacement therapy. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you.